Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I thought it might be kind of cool to go over every single movie that I watched in July, or every single movie that I letterboxed in July. July was honestly one of my biggest months so far this year. Biggest, busiest, whatever word you want to use. I watched 33 movies, had several theater trips, like going to the theaters. I revisited a few favorites, and I finally watched the original Spider-Man trilogy for the first time. As always, I'll be sharing my star ratings for everything, whether it was my first watch or a rewatch, and some quick thoughts on every single movie. So I guess let's jump into July. I kicked off July with a movie called Ghost Elephants. It came out this year, it's a first watch, and I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars. It's a documentary following a herd of ghost elephants in Africa, and I liked it overall, just never really reached that next level for me, but hey, a solid start to the month. Oh, and I watched that on July 1st, and I also watched these next 2 movies on the same day. After Ghost Elephants, I watched Minions and Monsters for the first time in theaters, another 2026 movie, and this one really surprised me. I honestly don't want to say too much though, because the next movie Monday is going to be on this movie, but I ended up giving it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And the last movie that I watched for July 1st is a rewatch, the first rewatch of the month, and that is Sintelp. I enjoyed it, but my opinion didn't really change, and it's still at a 4 out of 5 stars. Also 2026 if I need to mention. Now moving on to July 2nd, I watched The Christophers for the first time. This one also came out in 2026, surprise surprise, and I rated it a 4.5 out of 5. And this might be my favorite first watch of the month. The performances were fantastic, and just the entire thing has really just stuck with me. A couple days later, now on to July 5th. I have no idea how I missed this editing, Jenna. Hi, but I did also watch The Cheetah Girls 2 on July 4th. Happy Independence Day, woo woo. We have another string of days and movies. We have one for July 5th, July 6th, July 7th, July 8th, and July 9th. And all but one are first watches, and all 6 of them, I think there's 6 that we're talking about here, I don't know, they all came out in 2026. Starting with July 5th, I watched Pillion for the first time. If I need to reiterate, it did come out in 2026. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I would say it was an enjoyable surprise. I don't know if I would revisit it often, but I enjoyed it when I watched it. Moving on to July 6th, we have another 2026 movie, but this is the rewatch out of the string of days that we're talking about right now, and that movie is Power Ballad. I have for sure talked about this here on other platforms. I love this movie so much. It did come out this year. I gave it a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Moving on to July 7th, I watched a new one, 2026, Redux. It earned a 3.5 out of 5 stars for me, and this one has definitely been one that I've been sitting with a little more than some of these other ones. Just the concept, the premise is really interesting to me personally. Now moving on to July 8th and July 9th, we have 2 movies that came out in 2026, but a few months ago. The first one on July 8th being In the Gray, I gave it a 2 out of 5 on Letterboxd. And the second one on July 9th, well, I guess the first one for July 9th is Michael, and I give that one a 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. In the Gray was definitely one of the more disappointing movies of the month. It just never really clicked for me. And Michael, I didn't not like it, but I didn't like it. I was never fully invested. And now let's skip over July 10th, because we have 1 movie for July 11th and 2 movies for July 12th, and all 3 of those movies are new 2026 releases. On July 11th, I watched Obsession for the first time. I know, so super late. I rated it a 4 out of 5, and let me just say it was a nice rebound after those last few movies. And then July 12th, I watched 2 movies, Maternal Instinct. Oh, I watched 2 movies, Young Mothers and Maternal Instinct. Young Mothers, I gave a 3.5 out of 5, and that one was honestly really interesting. And then the other one, Maternal Instinct, I gave a 3 out of 5. Young Mothers is a foreign film. It's a foreign drama, and Maternal Instinct is more of that crime documentary style kind of thing. Then we jump a couple days to July 14th, and we have the second trip to the theaters, and this one for sure marks as the lowest, my least favorite of the month, and that is SpongeBob SquarePants Search for SquarePants. I saw it in theaters. It came out at the end of last year, so another not 2026 movie. I gave it 1.5 stars. It's a movie. It's the SpongeBob movie with the big guy. No, I'm done. As someone who grew up with SpongeBob, this just was let's just move on. 2 days after I saw SpongeBob in theaters, I saw The Odyssey in theaters. So July 16th, I saw The Odyssey in theaters for the first time. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I definitely enjoy this movie. There will definitely be a movie Monday on this at some point. I just Wow. And the day after, I watched The Odyssey, so July 17th, I watched 2 movies, one being new to me and then another being a rewatch. The one that was new to me is another 2026 release. Wait, I'm pretty sure, let me double check. Actually, no, it came out at the beginning of last year. I thought I knew that it was not this year, but I do remember it being so good. Oh my gosh. It's called The Perfect Neighbor. It's on a streaming service. Let me go look. Netflix. It's on Netflix. I cried. Like, I was crying. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Watch it. And then, you know, after that, you've got a palate cleanse, right? And I rewatched The Road to El Dorado, you know, the movie from the 2000s. It gets 4 out of 5 stars. I love that movie, okay? On the trail we blaze. Then we jump a couple of days to July 19th, where I went to the movies again to see The Odyssey again. Yep, and still 4.5 out of 5 stars. Then we go to July 20th, where I watched At Home, a 2026 release called How to Make a Killing. Glenn Powell, Margaret Qualley, all that fun stuff. It unfortunately didn't do much for me. I gave it a 2 out of 5. Then we jump a couple more days to July 23rd to a movie I also saw in theaters, Her Private Hell. And this one also just, you know, wasn't for me. I gave it a 1.5 out of 5 stars. Yep, 1.5. Oof. There was so much, okay? It could have been good. It's by this guy that made a movie that I like really love, and what happened? But then the next day I really needed a change of pace, and I rewatched Project Hail Mary, my #1 movie of the year so far. I did get a 5 out of 5 still. And the day after that, July 25th, was packed. So let's get into it. It started with The Odyssey, again, in theaters. Still a 4.5 out of 5. But the other 2 were watched at home. Neither of them are 2026 releases. One of them was 2025's Together, and the other one was 2022's Nope. Together still gets 4 out of 5 stars, and Nope still gets 4.5 out of 5 stars. Then after July 25th, we have July 26th and July 27th. Both of those, I watched new movies 2026 releases, 1 at home, 1 in theaters. On July 26th, I watched Caroline? Yes, that is what it's called. And I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. I'll be so real, I didn't even really know that this one existed, but it was a watch. And then we have July 27th, I went to the movies and saw One Night Only. It was like a Mystery Movie Monday situation, and honestly, I just need to say, and there will also be a Movie Monday on this, but like, I judged that trailer so hard. I was dreading this movie coming out. I was like pulling my hair out every time I saw the trailer because it was just so annoying to me. But after watching it, I was wrong. I was so wrong. This movie is good. This movie is fun. This movie is great, actually. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and it's definitely worth a watch, in my opinion. Then we go to July 29th, and we have another day full of movies. Starting the day off, well, I guess most of the day was a Spider-Man marathon. I watched the original Spider-Man, like the 2002 one, and then I watched Spider-Man 2, the 2004 one, and then I watched Spider-Man 3, the 2007 one. I don't know if those years are right. I think they are. And I am just going to unapologetically express what I rated them. Spider-Man 1 gets 3.5 out of 5 stars. Spider-Man 2 gets 2.5 out of 5 stars. And Spider-Man 3 gets 3 stars out of 5. I heard that those opinions were potentially controversial. I had never seen any of those Spider-Man movies before. I had only seen like the Tom Holland Spider-Man before. But I was like super open to watching the Tobey and the Andrew. I haven't seen the Andrew ones yet, but I have now seen the Tobey ones. Yay! And you know, those are my thoughts. And then later that night, I went to the movies and saw Motor City, and I gave that one a 3.5 out of 5 stars as well. And that one surprised me. It's like a silent-ish film. It's really interesting, actually. I would recommend looking it up and checking it out. Now we are somehow entering the last 2 days. I think I've included all the movies that I've watched this month. If I haven't, somehow, I'm sure Editing Jenna will interject. But to close out the month of July, we have a movie for July 30th and a movie for July 31st. 2 movies for July 31st, I misspoke. For July 30th, I went to the movies to see Spider-Man Brand New Day. How else do you wrap up a Spider-Man marathon than to watch, you know, the new Spider-Man movie? It would have been really cool if it had come out and it could have been done in the whole day, but you know, whatever. And I honestly really enjoyed it. I give it a 4 out of 5. And on the last day of July, I watched 2 movies at home. Both were 2026 releases. Oh, and Spider-Man Brand New Day was also a 2026 release. But back to the at home 2026 releases that I watched on the last day of July. We have Pretty Lethal, that ballerina movie that I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then we have People We Meet on Vacation, that rom-com that's on Netflix with Tom Tom Blythe in it. I gave that one a 2.5 out of 5 stars. So that was everything I watched in July, I think. Overall, I watched 33 movies. I discovered a few new favorites, had some disappointing theater experiences, and I finally crossed the original Spider-Man trilogy off of my watch list. And somehow I became obsessed enough with the Odyssey to see it 3 separate times in theaters. My favorite first watch has got to go to the Christophers, my favorite overall rewatch has got to go to Project Hail Mary, and my biggest disappointment goes to SpongeBob SquarePants Search for SquarePants. Now I want to know, what was your favorite movie that you watched in July? Please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments, and also if you have a Letterboxd, share that as well if you want to. Only if you want to. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Oh, I totally forgot. If you liked today's video, make sure to give it a like. It definitely helps this channel out. And I'm gonna go. I guess my brain's a little bit scrambled. I guess that's what watching 33 movies in an entire month does to you. Jokes. I know some people watch like way more than that. How do people do that? Who knows what's in store for August, but I mean, I guess we'll see. I'm gonna go though. Hope you guys all have a good day. Bye!